Okay, here is the back, page 2. You notice I'm not numbering the answers because I did want to save some time. So top left, what is the slope of the line 3x plus 5y equals 10? Well, to solve this, you just have to get y by itself. So I would have 3x plus 5y equals 10. Subtract 3x from both sides. And I would have 5y equals, I like to put my number with the x first, and then plus 10. And then I would just divide everything by 5. And those cancel. And right here is my slope. M equals negative 3 over 5. So that's the answer for the first one. The second one, it says, given the quadratic function g of x equals x squared, find g of 3x minus 2. Well, we've already done problems like this where I would substitute. I would have g of 3x minus 2 equals x squared, and you'd plug 3x minus 2 in for x squared. And that would give me 3x minus 2 squared. And if I multiply those together, I'll do it over here in a different color. So 3x minus 2 times 3x minus 2, I'd get 9x squared. See, multiply the outsides. Minus 6x minus 6x, so minus 12x plus 4. And there's your answer. The next one, go ahead and scroll up a little bit. Graph the linear inequality. Ooh. Okay, again, I want to get y by itself. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 3x from both sides. So if I subtract 3x from both sides, I'm going to get negative 2y is greater than negative 3x plus 12. Then I need to divide both sides by negative 2 all the way across. So I'm going to divide by negative 2, and that would give me y. And because I'm multiplying or dividing by a negative number, you have to flip the inequality, and that would give me 3/2 x. Let's see, 12 divided by negative 2 is negative 6. And then it wants us to figure out, okay, well, it wants us to graph it, which I don't really think we need to, but it doesn't have to be a perfect graph. And let's see, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I need one more. So here's negative 6, and if x is 0, then y is going to be negative 6. If y is 0, x is going to be 4. I'm just doing this in my head, so here is my dotted line. There's my line. And so to advance a circuit, identify which of the following ordered pairs satisfies the inequality. Well, for this one, y is less than. So it's going to be this shaded area here. No, Miss Stallings. Let's check that first. Of course, you know I brought my white out home. I brought like several rolls of this stuff home. So let's see. If y is 0, if x is 0 for this one, y's got to be less than negative 6. Yeah, maybe it is in this area. Okay. So, how did I get stuck here? Well, 4, 0 is, let's just go ahead and put the points. 4 zeros here. 0, negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 is about right here. And 4, negative 2 is right here. Oh yeah, I guess I was right in the first place. Because if it's less than, y has to be less than negative 6. If x is 0, yeah, I was right to shade this in the first place. So the only point that works here is positive 4, negative 2. So how did I figure out that this part was the shaded part? I plugged in, if x is 0, what should y equal here? And if x is 0, then y would be negative 6. And is y, for this to be true, y would have to be less than negative 6. So it could be negative 7, negative 8, negative 9, something like that. So that's how I figured it out. Again, math 1 stuff. Michael, how do I get the screen back? Oh, okay, wait. Let me just open this up again. We'll get this back. Hi, Deku. Okay, and where is the little... Oh, there we go. We're back. Okay, this video is going to take longer than I wanted it to. Okay, so for the next one, 3t minus 2 equals negative 2t minus 3. It just wants you to solve for t. In this case, I added 2t to both sides. And that gave me 5t minus 2 equals negative 3. Add 2 to both sides. That gives me 5t equals negative 1. Divide both sides by t and you get t equals negative 1 over 5. And you'll find your answer somewhere on the circuit. Okay, speeding things along. Given the linear function g of x equals 1/2 x plus 7 and the exponential function is blah da 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 da. This is, again, we are going to match some things up. These are compositions, which we've already done, and I didn't mean to cover up that 7. But this g of x, we need to plug negative 4 into x. So that would give us, because we want g of negative 4 plus w of 2. So 1/2 times negative 4 plus 7 plus, and then we want to plug in 2 into this x right here. That would give us 14 1/2 squared. So then all there is just simplifying this problem. And to save time, I'm not going to show the work, but you should get 17 over 2. Okay? The next one, factor the trinomial. Again, you can multiply. Oh, let's move this down a little bit. Well, at least you can see everything I did before. Okay, so factor this one. So 5 times negative 4 is negative 20. And factors of 20 are 1 times 20, 2 times 10, 4 times 5. I need to have a negative x here, so the 5 would have to be negative. So I'm going to go ahead and take my a, which is 5, because we have ax squared plus bx plus c. I found my factors of c. Negative 5 and 4, when added together, give me my b. And I'm going to take my a, put it on the outside, and then I'd have x plus, 4 over a, which is 5, times x minus 5 over a, which is 5. And then I just have to multiply this first part through to simplify it. So this would give me 5x plus 4 times x minus 1. And to advance, search for one of the factors. Okay, bottom 2. Polly threw a ball upwards into the air. Height in feet of the ball above the ground in t seconds after being thrown can be determined by the following quadratic function. What is the initial height of the ball? Well, if the initial height is at t equals 0, you plug 0 into here, you get 0 plus 0 plus 2. So if x equals 0, the answer, you just have 2 left over, because negative 16 times 0 squared plus 20 times 0 plus 2 equals 2. So there's your answer. And this last one, you just have to plug in the numbers, okay? If the height is 6, that means the radius is going to equal 3. So volume is going to equal 1/3 times pi, which is basically 3.14. I'm going to round it to just 3 times, and they tell us to use 3 as approximation, times r squared, which is 3 squared, times the height, which is 6, and you should get 54. So there's that one.